Bon Jovi. What's cracking, guys? Omar Isuf here, back with another video. In this video today, I want to talk about bodybuilding, in particular, how aspects of bodybuilding really are like an illusion. I don't mean this in a negative way. Don't get hurt when I say that. Really, when you think about it, bodybuilding, we talk about illusions. It's about the illusions of aesthetics. And what I mean by that, we're trying to make ourselves look as best as we possibly can be. So we talk about proportions, symmetry, aesthetics. So we take a look at the shoulder width relative to your waist. So we want to create that V taper. We can also talk about the quad sweep. We could talk about the hips. Everything to do with your body, you're trying to make yourself look as big as possible. So you accentuate certain areas, maybe de-emphasize others, and through this long process of bodybuilding, it's about trying to create that perfect illusion of being as big, lean, and as aesthetic as possible. That's completely fine. I have no problem with that. I think inherently within bodybuilding, some of that aspect exists. Sometimes, however, there can be an over-reliance on this. My channel is all about trying to give a realistic representation of what a natural person can achieve, what they can look like. I don't Photoshop any of my images. I try whenever possible to avoid using too much good lighting, too much of a pump, too much of those factors to once again skew that perception of what someone can look like. I think this topic isn't talked about nearly enough, however, because once again, when it comes to bodybuilding, the way we look, it's very emotional. So we often listen to the people that look the best, and this can be a bad thing. Case in point, once again, with myself, this channel. The channel's growth was at its highest when I was wearing stringers the most, because people would say, oh, you know what, this guy looks pretty jacked, he probably knows what he's talking about. Now, on the other hand, I have probably this video, most of my videos, 60% are subscribers, 40% are just YOLOs passing by. And some of those YOLOs, they see someone, they see a dude that doesn't look like a jacked bodybuilder. You know, I'm 183 pounds, a little over 5'9". You see this shirt, this is a size large shirt, and they think to themselves, bruh, what, the 16-inch arms? Do you even look? Here's the thing, once again, when I talk about skewing the perception, just because you wear one thing and look a certain way doesn't mean you always look that way. This is the natural life. Case in point, let me show you something right now. Like I was saying, here I am now with a stringer, the exact same person, emotionally, physically, aesthetically, but I analyze statistics. As a YouTuber, this is important. Being on social media, seeing where the likes go, where the dislikes go, where the fuck your calves comments come from, and I can tell you something for sure. When I wear a stringer, so I look the exact same underneath it all, but when I wear a stringer, when I demonstrate videos with a stringer, they get more likes, more views, more eyeballs. And simply put, this is because people are trying to respect someone when they're looking for advice when it comes to lifting. But just because someone is jacked, looks like they lift, doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. And that is the danger. So for myself and all the YouTubers out there, we can skew it so much so that everyone's always going for the perfect lighting, for the perfect angle, for the perfect, honestly, and that's why a lot of people called out Photoshop, where you take it to that crazy next level. We talk also then about performance enhancing drugs. If everyone then knows, it's essentially, if this is a game that everyone plays, and they know the more they play the game, the better the response, where does that leave us? With a bunch of cheaters, a bunch of people that are skewing that perception. So I've tried, now that I have a pretty large audience, I have a lot of loyal subscribers, which is awesome, I'm thankful for everyone. I've tried to not turn away from that, just be myself. If I want to wear a stringer, I'm going to wear a damn stringer. If I'm going to feel good, I feel like, you know, getting a little pump going on, so be it. I've, recently I'm in this lean mass phase. Things are happening. I'm 183 pounds. It's a slow process, but I'm happy with the progress. So yeah, will we put out some videos with stringers? Sure, but that shouldn't be the be-all end-all. And I feel when it comes to YouTube videos, when it comes to social media, because a lot of content creators intuitively know this, Instagrammers are probably the biggest culprits of this. They'll see their likes, and they see the retention increase, so they see someone that looks, oh, really good, I'm gonna listen to them. Their knowledge could be the exact same, but as they look better, I don't mean physically how their body changes, I just mean how they present themselves, they're respected more. There's too much of an emphasis placed on that. Once again, just because you're jacked doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. I get the idea of social proof. I get the idea of wanting to look like someone lifts, or having someone look like they lift before you respect them, but that's to a point. What about the content of what they're saying, the validity of their information? So this channel is always about trying to give that realistic representation. I thought about this from a few different angles. In the first place, my boy Alberto, we filmed a bunch of content with him. We released that Kaizen bodybuilding program. Awesome reception so far. Thank you everyone for grabbing it. But he came to Toronto. He was dieting down, and so he's a guy that's quite aesthetic. But once again, he's maybe 170 pounds when he came down, and so he was a lot leaner than he normally is. So in a size large shirt, he looked small. So people were saying, bro, where did Alberto's gains go? And then we post a video when he's looking jacked, and everyone's like, oh, he's looking really good. It's like, the dude's the exact same. Face it, I could say the same thing about myself when people make comments, right? When I'll wear a t-shirt, it's like, Omar, what happened to your gains? I'm like, bruh, the ass chest is still right here, has never ever left. It's just about how you present yourself, and hopefully we can increase as a whole. This has been my goal with the fitness industry, is we see all the mistakes being made in the past by so many different YouTubers or so many people when it comes to media, when we talk about magazines, people giving false headlines, skewing the perception of what's possible. We've seen these mistakes, so we can try and rise above and be greater than them, and that's the hope of this channel. So I just wanted to make this video. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on the Instagram, showing some physique update photos. Likes are higher than they ever have been before, so I'm realizing once again it's reinforcing this notion of playing the game, but you gotta play your own game, you can't play yourself. Anyways, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do you agree with what I'm saying about the idea that we skewed way too much in favor of aesthetics, or really gaming the system to try and make yourself look as aesthetic as possible? Is this an issue? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyways, if you liked the video, like the damn video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.